Please join me in a very warm welcome for our Governor, Pat Quinn.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to thank Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth, my good friend. I've known Tammy a long time. I first met her at Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington, D.C. And I want to say there's a passage from the Old Testament. Isaiah the prophet talked about righteous oaks, those who volunteer for the toughest assignments, who go forward in the face of danger, who say, "Take me, Lord. I'll go forward and help the people." And I want to thank Tammy Duckworth and all of our service members and all of our veterans for their service. Tonight, the people of Illinois have spoken, and I am honored to accept their nomination to be the Governor of Illinois. It is a privilege to be the Governor of Illinois, and I want to thank my mother and my father for teaching me the fundamental values that really count in life. They taught my brothers, John and Tom, and myself the importance of integrity and patriotism, faith in God, and helping your neighbor. That's what Illinois is all about. We have to understand in our state that we are a state that believes in service to others, the ethic of service. And there are many, many people in our society who give service every day. They're our real heroes, our everyday heroes. Those who are in law enforcement, our police officers, our firefighters, our teachers, those who work in hospitals, our nurses, those who drive buses, those who work hard in the trades, whether it be a carpenter or a plumber or an iron worker or a laborer. We understand firsthand those who are waitresses, those who are caregivers. They're the real everyday heroes of our society. We in the Democratic Party and all across Illinois, we respect our workers. We understand that there are some who do the hardest jobs in our society. And that's why we intend to raise the minimum wage in Illinois this year. There's a principle as old as the Bible. If you work hard, if you're working 40 hours a week, and if you're doing your job, you should not have to live in poverty. You should get a decent wage. We believe in that, and we're going to make it happen. Now, 5 years ago, about this time, I took the oath of office to be governor of Illinois. It was a very difficult time for our state. Our country was in the middle of a deep economic recession. Our state had a fiscal crisis that was decades in the making. And we had an ethical crisis where two former governors, one was in jail and another one was going to jail. We needed to do something and do something very quickly about it. I think everyone at that time knew that it was going to be hard work and it wouldn't happen overnight. But we had to put our shoulder to the wheel and we had to work hard on behalf of our state of Illinois. We had to believe in the people of Illinois, their goodness, and we had to fight to make sure that fundamental reforms were accomplished in Illinois. We had to make tough calls on our budget to make sure it was balanced. We had to pass, for the first time in a very long time, a job recovery law to put people to work. delivered on education reform, a very, very important topic to all of us. We also had to make sure that we enacted fundamental ethics reforms. We worked to make sure that our government was as honest as the people. We had to also make sure that we provided health care to everyday people who worked hard, and we have. When I took office, Chrysler in Belvidere, Illinois, had 200 jobs. I received a phone call from their CEO indicating they may have to close. But we worked together with our president to make sure our auto industry in Illinois was alive and well. And today, Chrysler has 4,500 jobs. My grandfather drove the Model T Ford. My father drove a Ford. I've driven a Ford. And Ford is on the south side of Chicago. When I took office as governor, they had one shift. Now they have 3 shifts, and they work round the clock. Illinois is making a comeback, and we know we have a lot more work to do. And that's why we're here today. We have work to do on behalf of everyday people all across this state. And we know in this election campaign, it'll be a tough fight. And I've been in a lot of tough fights. I think it's important to understand that when we go into an election campaign, we work together in the best traditions of Illinois democracy to make sure that every vote counts, that every person's voice is heard. And that's why in the time I've been in public life in Illinois, I always try to bring together and band together everyday people for a good cause. That's how we ended a practice in Illinois where politicians used to take their whole salary on the first day of office. We started a petition drive and ended the practice of advance pay for politicians. We did it with the people. And that's exactly how we started the Citizen Utility Board. The big utilities, they didn't want an organization to represent consumers, but we banded together and worked with petition and referendum and set up CUB, the Citizen Utility Board, that speaks out every day for consumers. I believe in public service, and I think it's important to have a governor who's committed to integrity in public service. And that's what we're going to do in this campaign. It'll be a robust campaign of ideas. I don't know who the other side has nominated as of this moment. But whoever it is, I think it's important that we have in Illinois a debate about the future of our state. And I want to say on behalf of everybody who voted for me today, thank you very much. I'm here to fight for working people who deserve a fair shake. I'm here to fight for students all across Illinois to make sure they have a good public education. Not just for the elite and the well-connected. Education is for everybody. And I'm here today to fight for an economy that works for everyone, not just for the billionaires, but for everyone. We have a campaign, we have a commitment to jobs, to opportunity right now. Let's make this a job done. I believe in everyday people. I think a governor has to have a heart. I may not have 9 mansions, I have 1 house. I'm not a billionaire and never will be. I'm not part of the 1% and never will be there. I'm not even part of the 0.01%. But I'll tell you this, as long as I'm governor, I'm going to fight hard for the 99.99%. And together with our great ticket, with the men and women who understand firsthand how to relate to the everyday people of Illinois, we'll make the will of people the law of the land. Thank you very much.